Hey guys, this is Vaaver from Destruction. We're coming to India. And now you're listening to Metal Wani. See you soon.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good man, good. How are you?
I am doing good. So, looks like the excitement has just begun for Destruction to be here in India for the first time.
Sure. We had a couple of offers in the past, but I mean, this is the first time we got the real offer, and we're happy to go. Can't wait, man.
Oh, wonderful. And you told me yesterday that you're busy with some recording. So, is it some Destruction recording going on?
No, it's not a Destruction. I'm a classically trained musician, so I also do like classical gigs in where I live. I actually live in Warsaw, in Poland.
Right.
So I work as a freelancer in orchestras here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Whenever I have time off from Destruction. So
Okay, cool. Now, you said you are from Poland, whereas the Destruction, these guys are from Germany. So, how did you come to join the band?
it was through some crew people of Vader
Mm-hmm.
and Destruction. They worked together.
Okay.
Like they were on the same tour. Destruction and Vader were on the same tour,
Mm-hmm.
and the crew started working. The crew that was working for Vader
Mm-hmm.
worked with Destruction also, and then when Vader guitar player left the band, he formed his own band, was called Unsung,
Right.
and then he asked me to be part of the project.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it all like hooked up, crew people and musicians.
That's cool because you left Unsung in 2010. It was basically a gothic metal band, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I love the band, man. Too bad. I mean, there's nothing happening about the band right now, but I I love the band. I mean, I like the songs, man, and it's cool music, basically.
Awesome. So looks like the Destruction, when you joined the Destruction in 2010, that was more like a motivation factor for you to move forward with these German legends.
Sure. I mean, first of all, it's the legend. Second of all, it's the big band, So it was like a huge step for me to be part of the band. Like to be honest, I have never done international tours. I mean, I did festivals with my band, with my prog band in Dukti.
Right. Right.
So we played festivals all over the world, like Mexico and the States and all over Europe. But I never done like tours, like so it was huge challenge and adventure, both the same.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Now, when the idea of Destruction coming to India for the first time was told to you, what was the first thing which hit your mind about India?
It was about Destruction, or about India.
About Destruction coming to India for the first
Oh,
time.
about Destruction coming to India. Like I said, we had a couple of offers in the past. We had also an offer from Inductee to go to India, but it never happened. Those things, like I don't want to say that people in India can't organize festivals. It's not true. But there was at least 3 times that we had offers, and then they failed. Like it never happened. So I was like, okay, it could be again like an offer,
Right.
and we don't go. But this time we go. So it's nice. It's cool. I'm happy. Seriously. My wife wants to come with me.
Oh, so is she planning to come with you?
She would like to, but it's expensive, so.
Right, I understand that. Now, this is probably, the Indian invasion of Destruction. So, what expectations do you have from this trip?
I have a lot of friends who have been to India, and I know more or less what India looks like. I know more or less what to expect.
Okay.
But one thing is like what you heard. Another thing is like when you go there and you see it with your eyes.
Absolutely.
So I want to see it with my eyes and smell it and touch it, and then I'm sure I'm gonna fall in love with India. People say it's a great place, so I can't wait. Seriously.
That's wonderful. Now, you joined the band in 2010. I mean, the other guys have been there right from the beginning. So, how do you think has your transition into Destruction from your musical journey from 2010 onwards has been?
We come from different musical backgrounds, but all of us we love heavy metal music. That's important. That's like without this, there's no communication. So all of us like heavy metal music, and the last 4 years has been really good. We have done 2 albums.
Right.
We have played a lot of gigs. We have rehearsed a lot, so we have become like one machine.
Right.
Like a German machine.
Machine.
It's tight. It's perfect. So musically, we have, we listen to all kinds of music, and each of us has his own favorite genre.
Right.
So, but it doesn't matter. I mean, when you compose songs, when you play gigs, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It's still heavy music. It's still music we like to play live. It's emotions. It's power. It's adrenaline.
Absolutely true. Now you joining the band, and then you came up with Day of Reckoning as well as Spiritual Genocide. So how difficult was it for you to match the kind of intensity Destruction is known for, and then you went on to record the 2 albums as well?
How do I manage? I mean, when I joined the band, I was prepared already. So
okay.
It wasn't something I had to train for or practice like nights and days. I could play the stuff already. Obviously, when you join a band and you have to adapt to a style,
right,
and you have to be tight on stage, it takes time.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter whoever good is, like the guitar player may be the best, the bass player could be the best, the drummer could be the best, but it takes time for the 3 guys to come together and become one unit.
Absolutely.
And we have managed to get to the point where we are one on stage.
Cool.
And people, when people go to a gig, and they usually say, they don't say, "Oh, the guitar was amazing." They don't say, "Oh, the drummer is the best in the world." No, they say, "You guys are tight like fuck."
Awesome.
And that's a compliment.
That obviously is. That's very well said. And how was your songwriting process? Or did you contribute some ideas and some riffs in your mind, or something while you worked on Day of Reckoning as well as Spiritual Genocide?
To be honest, I haven't contributed to those albums. Mike and Schmier are the ones that do the songwriting.
Right.
So I basically come up with Mike sends me ideas for the drums, and then I add stuff. I add ideas, my own ideas, in the studio. So that's how it works.
So drums are your department, the way you want, the way you can nail them.
Sure. Oh yeah. Oh,
wonderful. Now, is Destruction working on new material for a new album? Because you guys don't surprise us. I mean, I anticipated Spiritual Genocide to come maybe an additional year later, but it just dropped in November and balls out thrash A to Z, isn't it?
We are working on new material. We should be in the studio around November. So.
Oh, awesome.
The album is going to be released, I would say, the second quarter of the next year.
2015.
2015. We don't know yet, but no hurry. But this year we should be in the studio.
Cool.
Record.
So no pressure from Nuclear Blast.
I don't think there's pressure. I mean, there's certain amount of time that you have to do a new record.
Right.
You can't go on holidays for 10 years.
Right.
And be part of the company. You have to keep releasing records. So you have to work.
So
basically.
Are you guys sharing demos right now? Some rough demos, riffs, drum ideas?
Yeah, we are talking about it, and Mike is coming up with new stuff right now. So it's gonna come. Oh yeah.
Man, I still wonder how Mike managed to do it. Because those riffs still, 30 years, Destruction has been actually destroying the world, and still those riffs sound new, sound fresh. And when I heard you on the Day of Reckoning and then on Spiritual Genocide, I still remember getting those goosebumps the moment your first roll of Spiritual Genocide comes into the picture. And I was like, man, I was missing that edge, that sound of Destruction on the previous albums, but somehow you connected it.
But you are the drummer, right?
I am the drummer, right?
See, that's why.
The drummer's connection is what we call.
Some people don't notice this, but I mean, I tried my best. To be honest, I did my best. You know, like I'm proud of those 2 albums. You know, when I listen to it, and I think it's like it's good stuff. You know.
Right.
What I tried to do was to add a little more than just thrash playing.
Right. Yeah.
Bring a little more from other kinds of music that I like. You know.
Right.
And I listen to jazz. I listen to pop music. You know. I listen to everything. I'm classically trained. I play in orchestras, you know, so I have different ideas also, you know, so I try to like sneak in with my stuff, you know, and add a little more. And if it's too much, the guys will tell me, you know, even the you know, the producer will tell me, you know, the guy, hey man, it doesn't work, just forget it. I'm like, okay, I'm just playing drums, you're there, so you can listen. It's like different, you know.
Yeah.
If I go back and listen, I will say, okay, yeah, it's not working. Okay. But some stuff, it's really good, you know. So I'm proud of it, actually. I'm proud of it, to be honest.
Wonderful. You are a progressive. I mean, Indukti was a progressive rock metal band, and you also played with Lunatic Soul. So, I mean, with all these influences you brought into Destruction Sound, I really felt that Spiritual Genocide was the first album which I had that little bit of jazz touch when it comes to your drums.
Could be, you know, possible. To be honest, I'm not a jazz drummer. Mm-hmm. I can play jazz, but I don't play jazz. It means I'm not a jazz drummer. Mm-hmm. Because if you want to be a jazz drummer, you have to be involved in projects and play jazz every day.
Right.
I'm not a jazz drummer, but I listen to jazz. I have jazz drummers friends, you know, so, and I like it. But I'd say, you know, like bringing all those prog ideas into Destruction, but you have to be careful. You cannot make Destruction a prog band. You know? So it has to be thrashy. It has to flow. You have to have this swing thing going. You know, like snare and kicks, and then little ideas here and there. If you play over the top, it sounds funny. You know, it doesn't sound heavy. So it has to sound heavy, and then just add, you know, some cream around them.
Right.
Some cherries, you know, and little things here and there, you know.
Isn't this a different feeling altogether? Because the way you're demonstrating right now, I as a drummer can analyze what you're basically trying to say. So if you're analyzing this with a guitarist, probably he may not be able to understand what you're exactly trying to say.
It depends. If the guitar player understands what I'm trying to say, then he will know what I mean, you know.
Right, absolutely.
Because Mike, for example, loves the way I play, you know, so he always says, do your stuff, play your stuff, you know, so go ahead, add more, and I'm happy. I'm happy because I can do what I want, you know, so it's actually very nice.
That's cool. So
like I said, if it's a little too much, if it's over the top, if it's not fitting, if it's not swinging, grooving, they will tell me, so, you know, it's okay.
Cool. So that was that a junior Vaaver over there who came inside the room?
Yeah.
So is he the upcoming drummer? Could be possible.
He is young, and he is gonna go to school next year.
Okay.
Next September, and it's gonna be music school.
Mm-hmm.
And after the first part of education, the primary school,
right,
he will decide himself. You know,
awesome.
I want to expose him to music. I want him to learn how to play the piano,
right,
or the violin, whatever. Maybe the drums I will teach him also, and then it's his decision, it's his life, you know.
Awesome, man. So by the time we guys reach the age of 50, he'll be there thrashing some drums with some thrash metal band.
Who knows?
Absolutely, brother. I had a great time having a chat with you. So to all your fans in India who are just looking at the watch and figuring out, man, when is September 13 gonna come? So do you have a message for them or any sort of an indication that you are bringing them hell? So go ahead.
Guys, we're coming. Destruction is coming to India, first time. Finally, because we've been waiting a long time for this, and we're gonna come and show you what German thrash metal is all about. So be aware, it's coming soon.
How wonderful. Now this is some sort of a connection because the first edition of Bangalore Open Air had Creator coming in, the second edition, Sodom was supposed to come, but due to some reason it didn't work out, and now Destruction is coming. So we have the big three of the Teutonic thrash coming in. So I mean, I don't know whether you call it as a coincidence, but you guys are a three-piece band. Sodom is a three-piece band. I mean, it just doesn't. It shows that you don't need many members to thrash the hell out of music.
No, obviously not. And those bands are icons. They still tour. They go all over the world. So I'm not surprised that Vaaver was in India already, and same with Sodom was supposed to play and it didn't work out. But they're gonna come one day. For sure.
That's sure. Now
so this year is Destruction, and next year could be Sodom.
Absolutely.
These bands go all over the place. So.
True. Now you have to tell me this question, because this is the question on public demand, that will Destruction by any chance be playing the legendary Sentence of Death EP, because this is your 30th anniversary of the album.
The Sentence of Death, we have talked about it already, and we are going to do it, I think, next year.
Wow.
But this festival, no, we're gonna play like hits and some new stuff, but it's planned. It's planned.
So could you share a few songs on the playlist so that the guys can buckle up and be ready for the war?
I mean, I shouldn't do it actually, because it's supposed to be a surprise. So
right.
But I keep my mouth shut here. But all the hits are gonna be there. Don't worry.
Wonderful, Vaaver. Thank you very much.